All right, welcome back. This is Wake Up Sierra Leone on AYV Television and radio in Freetown, Sierra Leone.
Coming up in the program this morning, Alfred Conteh, chairman of the All People's Congress Party Team Transition and Governance Committee, will be speaking on the controversies surrounding the APC party, Flagbearer issues, among other things.
And also we shall continue the conversation on the sit-down strike action by the Sierra Leone Teachers Union and what is government planning to do, among other things.
These are the issues that form part of today's conversation, but as always, we encourage your feedback and inputs into our conversations. Simply drop us your comments, questions, and contributions via YV News Facebook page. And as we go along, we'll have to go through the morning show. That's your contributions in the program are tailored as to the issues we discuss in the studios this morning.
Well, now,
segment, right?
well, now in our first segment in the studio, we have been joined by Alfred Peter Conteh, chairman of the All People's Congress APC Party Interim Transition and Governance Committee, which is known as the ITGC. Peter Conteh is here to talk about the controversies surrounding the APC party, Flagbearer issue, build-up ahead of the party primary and national delegates elections, among other things. Good morning, it's been a minute.
Yes, good morning, and thank you for having me. It's been a while.
Yeah, how have you been?
I've been good, I've been hanging in there.
Okay. Mr. Conteh, maybe you may want to clarify the current mandate and legitimacy of the ITGC as recognized by the courts and political stakeholders.
Well, it's clear the ITGC by law is still a legitimate body of the APC. It's still the body charged with the mandate to govern the overall affairs of the APC until the ITGC takes the party to the National Delegates Conference. That was the order from Justice Adrian Fisher. And as it is now, the ITGC is currently under an interlocutory injunction. So legitimately speaking, legally speaking, the ITGC, in a country where the law is being respected, the ITGC is the legitimate body to govern the affairs of the APC.
Before we come to speak on the reforms, what's the internal structure like of the APC party right now?
Well, currently it's being governed by what everybody agreed, a de facto executive. And as you can see, it's clearly seen, everybody can see it, that the APC is going through a lot. It's divided. It's a lot of things going on, infighting, and this de facto executive won an election according to them. And they said, we won the election, but we're willing to forgo that winning and look to another election. So they call them the Agenda 2028. So it's a lot. So there's a lot of people, including the candidates and flag bearer of the APC in the 2023 elections, Dr. Samura Kamara, who commands tremendous support from the grassroots, still say, I am not going to consider 2028. I want us to resolve 2023. And with him, it's a chunk majority of the grassroots. So if anybody told you the party is fine, the party is not fine. We have a situation.
Like you did say, it's a lot, but I'll allow my colleague to come in.
Alfred, I want to take you back. My colleague did ask a question as to clarifications with regards your current capacity within the APC party. But I want to take you again back. Some 9 months ago, members within the APC party did issue out a press release. The executive issued a press release wherein they say your assertions are ones that could be termed impersonation and misrepresentation of the party, and that you are no longer that chairman of the party, but rather there is a chairman in the person of Kailu Mansari, and his executive are the ones that are manning the affairs of the APC. And you telling us you're still chairman as per the outcomes of the courts. It sends a worrying picture, Alfred.
So I'm still the chairman. There's something called interlocutory injunction.
I understand.
So interlocutory injunction means they told us wait until we get a verdict on the case. There's a pending case from the former chairman of Kono District, Francis Kaibondo, you know. So until that case is decided, okay, we're suspended. We were not, how you call it, disbanded, you understand? So the ITGC still has its legitimacy. Now with the press release that came out, I am using this opportunity to challenge them to go to court. If they think I am impersonating, take me to court. Why you think they can't do it? Because they know I'm right. You know what I mean? And the reality remains. It's kind of deliberate. People are saying, oh, we should just move on. But if we move on, you know, what they did to me wasn't just about me. It was about the people. If we decided to say, okay, let's move on, these people won 2023 according to them, you know, and they refused. Now, let's go back to the press release.
You say these people won. Who won? You mean the elections?
APC,
who won the elections?
The APC. They came out. This current executive said, we won the election. We checked 70.2% of the RRFs, okay? And according to those 70.2%, the APC secured, Dr. Samora Kamara secured 57.15%, okay? And up to now, Dr. Samora have not conceded. The APC party, nobody came out and say, we agree, we concede, let's move on. You understand? Except in that letter that you gave, that you're referring to. In that press release, the same Secretary General, Lansana Doumbouya, came out and said, because I was asking for the results, okay? And I'm still asking. I want to use this opportunity to ask the ECSL to please produce the result for June 24, 2023 elections. Sierra Leone is the only country wherein an election was conducted, right? And we don't have a result. And everybody seemed to be okay with it. They're saying, let's move on. No. The people that are asking for the result are the people that are patriots of this country, are the people that are law-abiding citizens of this country, are the people that are looking to make sure democracy stands in this country. And I'm here to lead them. We're not going to allow us to have an election and there's no results. To be honest with you, when Lawyer Lansana Doumbouya put forward that press statement and said we should forget about the result because the APC, the current de facto executive, and the government made an arrangement. They have established, according to him, a backdoor communication channel. It's on the press release that we should just forget about it and move on. And I'm saying, no, we're not moving. We need to get the results. I'm telling you, did you vote? Everybody that voted in this country is being looked at as a fool. We need to get the result. It's simple. The law says after the election, okay, they should come out with the result. Hold on, sir. When the commissioner announced the winner on that day, in one of the bullet points, he promised to publish the result polling station by polling station. And now what are we looking at? Over 2 years, no result. People say move on.
Alfred, just to clarify, the other day we had Sidia Tunis in our studios, and he's a core member of the APC executive who clarified that the APC and the Flagbearer aspirants in that election has already conceded, and that the party shouldn't fool their supporters to say the elections were not won or whatsoever the case might be, and it's something they've already settled. So it gets us in a worrying situation with the pictures you're painting, Alfred.
Well, even let me say, everything, if that's what he said, I want you to know that it's not true. I'm being economical with my words, okay? It's not true. Sidi Yaya Tunis, okay, came into the APC, and he's an APC member because of one person, the person that brought him in and made him minister. That's why he's APC.
I know is that person just
the former president. So everybody that's saying let's move on, you're all right. These are all people that are cronies that answer to one man. This is why when the chief minister referred to the APC as unprogressive, people were jumping. I said, no, It's not the APC. This is the Some People's Congress. The Some People's Congress, just a bunch of people.
So it's no longer the All People's Congress?
No, the All People's Congress is us, the people that are saying, one thing about a political party, you want to win an election. So if you said you won the election and you don't want it, but you don't care about the winning, let's just move on. You understand? So this is the Some People's Congress. The Some People's Congress, these are all people that were selected by the former president. He set this team, including the members of parliament. They were all selected at his residence. Okay? People don't know this. So that's why even when we formed the 21-man committee, it was 9 of us versus 12 of them. So it was like an uphill battle to actually change the party, unite the party, and I guarantee you, had they allowed me, the story would have been different. The teachers wouldn't be on strike today because they will get paid under the APC.
Alfred, you just mentioned something that has to do with the election, and we still see the issue, within the APC party with regards, the previous election. Now, many may want to understand what are some of the major reforms has the ITGC introduced to ensure transparency as we approach, the coming election.
So I want to say, you're talking of major reforms, but also I'll tell you about some of the benefits of what we did that the people should look at. During the ITGC, when I was in charge, okay, we held historic elections, by-elections, 6 at the same time. And in those by-elections, one of them was the famous Sama-Bendugo, and it was a contentious election, tension was at that election. The reason is whoever won the election after that time was going to be the majority in parliament. So during the ITGC, we were able to go there, defeated the current regime. I mean, in Creole, say, we beat them like fishball. You understand? We defeated them in Bendugu, we defeated them in Falaba. In fact, Falaba, it was 82 to 18%. Okay? Koya, or what you call Bere Junction, it was 78%. This was under the All People's Congress. Under the All People's Congress, they know they are no match. We defeat them, what I say, hands down. Okay? That's one thing. Another thing we were able to come up with is elections. People are now, instead of selection, like the former president did, he selected everybody. Now, we have some form of elections, okay? Even though it's not perfect, we all know what happened during the lower level of the APC. They were pick and choosing who is going to vote. They pick the candidates, they pick the locations. But at least we have some semblance of election. And funnily, the people that fought against democratizing the APC, the lawyers that went to court, the lead lawyer, Adi Macaulay, is now contesting. He wants to become Flagbearer, under democracy. He wants people to vote for him. But there is a saying that whatever you don't believe in is not going to benefit you.
How does the APC avoid all of those legal battles within the party?
Avoid it, I don't know, because currently, like I said, people say, are you taking the party to court? We're already in court. You know what I mean? So to avoid it, I think we have to get legal redress. I mean, we're looking, we're waiting. We always use time, We're very timely in the way we hit legally, So I want the people to know, those that are saying we don't want this executive to take us to convention, because it's going to be another one is by Koroma Crony versus the current president. People know that,
Alfred Peter, I know you were very big on the fight for good governance, justice, and equality within the APC party. But again, even as you fight for this good governance in it, many members within the APC seem to believe that you've dragged the party into so much hula baloo that were some of the key factors that led to the defeats in that 2023 elections, do you hope to one day declare as Flagbearer aspirants of the APC party?
Well, I'll get to the last one, but let me clear the first one. The people that are saying, you know, we drag them, no, I said it before. If anybody, not even an Eskoroma, because we're done with him, but if he tried or somebody else tried to do what he did, I will take them to court again. We don't have selection. Selection in the old constitution was only on emergency cases, okay? If you can't get to a certain area of the country, then you can select. But during Anes Koroma's reign, he sat in the convention and said one of his accomplishments that under his reign, there was relative peace. I mean, the country was so peaceful on October 2017 when we went to that convention. So why are you selecting? You understand? So when that happened, I'll do it, and also delaying the people or wasting their time and cause the defeat. According to the current executive and most people, we won the elections. So, so benefit came out of what I did. Okay, that's why in this country there's no result. The ECSL don't have the result that was announced. It was rigged. That's clear. So if they have the results, just release the results. They conducted a tripartite to examine the result. They asked them, please furnish us with the results. They refused. So the APC won because of what I did. That's why we won.
But many do believe that the APC failed to do their homework. That's more the reason why they had that outcome. So
the mentality is what destroyed them. When I came, they said you came to fight against the old men or the older people that have been running the party. They say you can't fetch the empire. You understand? But that they failed to understand. Now, the very people that they said I fought against are the people that went and looked at victory, right? Usually they said defeat in the jaws of victory. This is what happened in the APC. You know what I mean?
Alfred, there has been tension over the Flagbearer position. We've seen many aspirants, you know, from the APC, and quite recently we saw the former Vice President, Chief Alhaji son of Sam Sumana, declared his intention in vying for the Flagbearership position. Now, how will the APC avoid a repeat of the 2018 fragments? I mean, there were breakaways, so to speak, that people said that, you know, because of those breakaways, it hinders the chance of the party.
Well, that's one of the accomplishments during the ITGC. I looked at it, I said, let's bring everybody. In fact, right now, our mantra is APC for all, okay? Our constitution states clearly that this party is for all Sierra Leoneans that meets the age of 18 and want to participate. You can come, you know? And so when I was chairman of the APC, we held a meeting, legal meeting, by the way, because our constitution says to get a quorum for a meeting, you need 1/3 of the members, right? It's ordinary meeting. So it was 21 of us. In that meeting, it was 9 of us, right? So we met, the quorum was met. We made certain resolutions that aided the party. If those resolutions were not reversed by the same court, I mean, all this fracas, this would have been something under the bridge. But as we're moving forward, you know, we just saw Chief Sam Sumana held a press conference.
What's your bite on that, about his reinstatement?
It should be reinstated. I think, in fact, he was reinstated. If you read the letter, he was reinstated. Now, the reason why the ITGC was the body that could have done it seamlessly is because it was a transition period between the old constitution and the new constitution. So we were sitting there looking at it. The new constitution that we were going to use at the convention does not have reinstatement. The old constitution that we're living, all right, the 1995 constitution, had reinstatement. So you look at the thing, we're going from no reinstatement to reinstatement. So what do you do? That was the question. So we said, okay, all those who fall under expulsion, right, that are looking to come back to the APC are welcome. The thing that most people misunderstood the letter, it's a letter that it was a resolution. So we did a citation. We referenced a meeting that was held with the National Advisory Committee. So we referenced that meeting, saying that in a meeting held on such date, the former vice president was reinstated. And because we're moving now to a new situation, the 2022 constitution was going to take us to the convention. And in that constitution, you can't go back and say, let's go to the, so we want to clear everything. And the judge said it's clear everything, all membership related issue, basically in his thing. So we try to do it, and then boom, something came up.
Alfred, do you trust the reviewed, the new constitution of the APC party, the 2022 constitution of the APC party? Do you trust that constitution?
I'm not going to say, when you say trust, it's better, but it's a working document. So we're looking to make a lot of fixings, like we got to amend our constitution. No constitution should be about say because of starvation or maltreatment or some trauma caused by somebody, guess what? It's no longer your compound. It belongs to Sierra Leone. The government will come in and investigate, right? They will even arrest some people. So it's the same thing. You can put laws, but your law is not above the national law. We've said it before. So the thing with the reinstatement, the term limit, the this, the that, it's all just selection. They're still trying to push selection.
I know you're someone that believes in the law. That's more the reason why most of the time, and even you've just record same, that should the unfortunate occur within the party, you take the party to court. I just wanted to draw attention to a section within the constitution of the APC party. Let's just see ways to have clarification on the same. It's Article 56, sub B, subsection B of your party's constitution that hinges on election of presidential candidates. It reads, for a member to contest and be eligible to be voted for, the member must have been a registered paid-up member of the party for a continuous period of not less than 5 years leading up to the date of the Flagbearer elections he seeks to contest in. Of course, this one has to do with Sam Sumana again, just as my colleague did ask. Many people are wondering as to whether Sam Sumana did left the party or he was kicked out by members within the party. And you spoke of the reinstatement, that he was reinstated. But you look at the time frame, it's now about 3 years. It's now about 2 years since his reinstatement. And by 2026, I know your party will be going into their convention with all of these pointers. Do you still believe he's qualified? Taking into cognizance, you are a law-abiding person. And this is a constitution that is the gun of the APC party, Alfred.
So a constitution should not be prejudicial. This one is prejudice. You agree? Because that's basically, they should just write his name next to it, right? So that makes the constitution, in this case, I don't want to call it, in this case, this particular instance, is useless. It's not applicable to him. The national constitution of Sierra Leone says, right, to become a president, you should belong to a political party, full stop. Correct? So he is a member of the APC now, correct? He can come. Let me tell you, when you follow the law, you cannot have a law. You cannot make your law to go against the national law. In fact, that's what took us to court the last time with Ernest Baikoroma and his team. Okay? They violated Section 35(2) of Sierra Leone Constitution, which says every other political party should have their constitution be in tandem, I'm just paraphrasing, okay, should be in tandem with the national constitution. This is not. The law of the land says to become president, you just have to be a member of a political party. What does that mean? You can join a political party the eve of convention. You pay all the bills, the dues, and go in and contest. It's up to the people in the party to elect you or not. But you cannot set rules. One thing they don't want to do, they don't want to compete. All these people that you see coming in, they put in all these rules. They don't want to compete. And you should compete. You should be able to compete. I say, may the best man or woman win.
Ask again, are you interested in running for the Flagbearer of the APC party?
Well, it's a bridge I'm going to cross soon. The reason I'm saying that, this is the problem. All these people that came out, they want to be Flagbearer, they want to this, they want to that, right? They just, if you listen, I like music, so I give you UB40, okay? They say, wise men say, only fools rushing, correct? Fools rushing. The plane that you want to pilot to take the APC to the 2028 destination is missing wheels. You might not be able to land. The landing gear has some problem. We have some fixing to do, okay? And one of them is to give Dr. Samura Kamara the respect he deserves, okay? Fix the issue of Sumana, have a unified party before we can go to even lower level elections. We have to. So when people say jumping and, they know. Let me tell you, I want you to know this. I'm the only, you ask why I was missing. I wasn't missing. When I came to Sierra Leone, people came out to welcome me at the airport. Kisi Ferry terminal, right? Before even I crossed from Lunge over, the police came, dispersed the people, kicked, and some of them were roughed. That's what they told me. So I came back. To Freetown like 4 hours later with the same ferry. And people came out to welcome me. I decided to take a stroll, like just wave to the people. In the middle of doing that, trucks of police came and stopped me right there. They said, you can't walk, So I'm not allowed as a citizen of this country, you know what I mean? To even walk on the streets. They say, you can't. Go in your vehicle. You can't. And the commander was standing right in front of me.
On the instruction of who?
Well, of course, there's always hierarchy. I don't know who gave them the instruction.
You were never concerned?
Well, to be honest with you, I know what's going on, If I was just a lightweight, anything, they don't care. They'll say, move on, right? But you saw them came. As I speak to you, I'm the only person, or you say politician, because I'm not a candidate for anything yet, whose banner is in police custody. Because people came out with a banner that says welcome. And that was... yeah, go ahead.
Quickly, Mike. Alfred, were you not the chairman during the review of the new APC constitution?
No. I was the plaintiff. I was the one that pushed to have the constitution reviewed. Now, let me say to you, we started the fight, okay? And the demands were easy. They were not as rigid. We never asked for a new constitution. We asked for a review of the old constitution. We asked that the selection clause be removed, right? We asked that we have term limits instead of having somebody continue as leader for too long. So we put few things. It was not too much, maybe 9 or 10 demands, okay? And they decided, say, oh, since you need a new constitution, we're going to slap something that's going to cause problems. So the constitution that we have is not perfect, but we look to fix it, okay? We might just take 1995 constitution, do exactly what we wanted to do, scratch all those things that we don't want off, and put something better, something that's in tandem with the Sierra Leone constitution. That's all.
Earlier on, you did mention that it's not like there is not an existing All People's Congress party, but there seems to be a set of, people that looks at it quite differently. And over the time, we've been seeing some members of the APC visiting the former president, Dr. Ernest Bai Koroma. And it's been visibly clear that, you know, he's still running the affairs of the party, where sometimes these party members or people that even intend, you know, to contest for the flag bearership position go to him to seek his blessings. Now, we're fast approaching the 2028 elections, and the ITGC has been a very strong force within the APC. What mechanism are in place to ensure that the flag bearer position, I mean the selection of it, is fair, transparent and credible?
Well, you have to be in charge to ensure that the playing field is level. Most of the flag bearers, aspirants, currently, if they're truthful, they will tell you they have no chance. Because once this group, this Some People's Congress, start doing their dirty games, all right, they have no chance. So I want to give this assurance again that something might come up, all right? We're working assiduously to make sure we don't go into this situation that we had in 2023, you know. The people are ready. That's why, like I told you, when I came, they stopped me right there. People were coming from all, even though they kicked them out.
You mean recently?
Recent, this was in June when I came to this country, you know.
Alfred,
so the people are ready to change the current executive. They know that.
Alfred, is your constant challenge on the leadership of the party an epitome of you maintaining political relevance?
Nah. To be honest with you, I wish this whole thing ended 2020 when we started, you know. The first lawsuit was January 10, 2020. And we were looking to have it done as fast as possible, maybe weeks, because it's a clear case that what we did was unconstitutional. So the court should just go in and do the right thing. But they dragged the case so long, for too long. Then I have to come in 2022 and file another lawsuit, to get things done. And that lawsuit too, if you read Adrian Fisher's ruling, he said the defense team, the APC defense team, headed by Adi Macaulay, wasted the court's time by filing so many irrelevant documents to the volume of 2,500 pages, okay? So the whole waste of time wasn't made. The judge said something that should take, I think, 6 weeks. It took them 7 months, So they were dragging things, wasting time, and the whole 9 yards.
Just whilst you were making your submission, I was just scrolling through at your Avenue Facebook page, and someone did mention that Alfred Peter Conteh is the only man that keeps the party on its toes. Now, some factions may personally look at you as being biased, and also as someone who is attacking, the former president. What would you say to critics who say those words?
If you're suffering today, if the teachers are not getting paid today, all the problems that we're having, the kush that is here, that's destroying young people, dead bodies on the streets of Freetown, these are all things that people should be outraged about, correct? But now what I'm saying, all of this, I am a problem solver. I looked at it, I said, the problem is this man. He is the problem. He is the problem, he is your problem. The reason why there's a ship pumping electricity is the problem, you understand? So when I looked at it, it's not like I have anything personal against him. But if we're trying to fix, you should just leave us alone. Sit back, take the back seat, allow the country to move on. Enough catastrophic disasters and what you call developmental, I want a nice word, but we want to make sure all these things, right, continue. So sit back, that's all I'm saying. But like you said, he's in charge. He's calling them, whatever he said. Like if you listen to the case of Chief Sam Sumana, they went and made agreement, and then they reversed it. They called him in, they reversed it. They've been doing a lot of things. It's not the people, right? The NAC will make a decision, and he's in charge. So the problem that we're still having, that we continue to have, even the situation with Dr. Samura, the reason why someone like Sidi Yaya Tunis have the temerity to come here and say stuff about Sam Sumana in the manner in which he is saying it, is because he knows, and it's by Koroma, is pushing those.
Are you in support of Chief Alhaji Sam Sumana?
When you say supporter, I'm a sympathizer, not supporter. I don't support anybody. I sympathize with him and everybody else that were expelled. Let me tell you, the lady, may her soul rest in peace, Madam Kainde Bangura, okay? Because she stood, with Chief Sam Sumana as a member of NAC, somebody that's been in the APC longer than maybe most of them that are here now, was expelled along the same time. So she passed away because of that, the shock. She died. I held a press conference. Her daughter was there, and she explained how her mom passed away because of that. So it's for her and Chief and everybody else that were expelled due to the totalitarianism manners of Anes Koroma. So it's not like I support him, but I sympathize with him.
You're on record to of course, mention a very fine group, UB40, and you did reference Fools as one of, Fools Rush in Love and whatsoever the case might be. And you did reference him in regards to the many phases that have showed up for the flag bearership of the APC party. Some of them have touched bases, and they've already earned the sympathy of many supporters within the APC party. Is it not time you see ways to rally behind comrades within your party to put the APC in a position that would make them better in terms of 2028 elections, Alfred?
So one thing is clear. When the time comes to rally and campaign, I will be on the front line. I'll be sitting here defending whomever, right? But I want you to know right now, I see problems. And I always say there's a problem ahead. We need to fix it. We need to fix it. So we need to fix it. We need to bring Dr. Samura on board, give him all his respect that he due, bring all these people that are disenfranchised. We have people that paid their dues and they're still waiting for membership cards because they believe they're a supporter of me or somebody else. So there's a lot of things going on with membership issues and all. It's a lot. So we can't just move on.
Chief Sam Sumana did reference during that press briefing that he has been consistent in paying his dues to the APC party. When you were serving as interim chairman, did you for once received payments of party dues during your reign as chairman of the party in regards to Chief Alhaji Samuel Sam Sumana?
So this is how it works. Nobody received dues.
I understand.
You go to the bank.
Have you referenced of his payments? That's what I'm asking.
I do. When somebody pays, he went and made a payment of all his backlog. I think it was the tune of 15 or so million leons, right? We gave him a receipt. One thing I did when I was there, every time somebody gives money, huge donation like that, we give receipts. And people were saying in politics, you don't give receipts. I said, well, I give receipts because we want to make sure the money is accounted for when we disburse it. So I was giving receipt. So he made payment to the bank, came with his slip, and you have to give him receipt that, okay, based on this thing, the party received this much. So he had a receipt.
It's obvious that there are other political parties, but we cannot deny the fact that the APC and the SLPP are the strong, or would I say, the two major political parties in country now, and there has been a lot of issues, not just internally within the APC party, but also, you know, amongst its members and whether sympathizers or supporters, so to speak. Now, how do you ensure to rebuild the issue of trust, you know, especially among first-time voters who may consider, looking at, you know, the current situation in the country, who may consider the APC as an old guard towards the elections?
Well, we're working on that. You're right. The two political parties are responsible for the problems in the country. And that's why we ask for reform. Because we know once you give the power to the people of this country, they know what to do with it. If you could go back to 1996, we held an election. The people came out. It was between the final, what you call the runoff. It was between the late Dr. Khalifa Smart and the late President Tijan Kabar. The people voted for Dr. Khalifa Smart. The current president said at that time he was the head of state, a military man with green, you know, the green combat. He said, I know what type of green I had on at that time. So they manipulated the will of the people. That's what I'm trying to say. So the people of this country have proven time and again. In 2023, the people of this country voted for Dr. Samura Kamara. And their will, again, like they did in 1996, has been manipulated. So the APC and the SLPP is a handful of people. They would present a candidate. There's something somebody was saying to me. Basically, I call it conspire to aspire, okay? You have to go conspire with the power that's be if you want to aspire. It's because the people's decision is not being respected. In a situation where the people's decision is respected, freedom of speech is not something you need permission for. You speak freely. You walk the streets of Freetown freely. You will hold meeting freely. You know, if I want to hold a meeting, once they know I'm holding a meeting, they will stop me. So that's why people are saying, what is going on? It's a lot of fighting that's going on in the background. We don't know who is doing it.
How do you hope to address what many people see as ongoing tensions and potential escalations within the APC party?
Well, I just said it. I've established relationship with Dr. Samura Kamara, right? I've established relationship with the former Vice President, Chief Sam Sumana, okay? These are big guns in the party, whether you like it or not. They have stake, they have people. Without them, we're going to struggle in the next election. So when I say APC for all, it includes the Some People's Congress, the people that are holding us together. One thing is I have no malice, I have no hate. The only thing is if you ask me a question, I'll answer. Like if you ask me who's the problem in this country, I know the former president is the problem. He created all of this. So that's the fact. But the reality is, to bring the party together, we need all of these people. Some of the aspirants that are running, some of them reached out. But the first one that reached out to me was by Mahmoud. So if you're thinking of unifying the party, we're trying to establish relationship with all of them. You understand? If we want to unite and move on. But you cannot move on, is the fact, by leaving the people that are asking for the result and castigating them. In fact, that's why I challenge all of them, all these people that want to be aspirants. And I want to use this opportunity to challenge them again. Join me in asking the ECSL to produce the result. It's constitutional that you have to produce the result. The man that read that announced the winner said, I'm going to produce the result polling station by polling station. They held a tripartite, no result. So the whole thing is just unbelievable. We have to produce the results. It's affecting us.
Do you see the APC party as one that is ready to push or man the affairs of a female flag bearer, as we've seen our current mayor, Her Worship Ivanaki Sawyer, who is also a member of the APC party. We had her the other time, and she also declared her intention, for running for the flag bearership position.
She want to run?
Are you not aware of it?
I'm not aware, but I'll say to you, it's my wish or my dream to someday have a female flag bearer and the female president of this country. But I didn't know. But
it's pretty clear that you seem not to be aware of quite a number of things that are happening within the party. What's your relationship with other party members?
No, I do. I'm aware of a lot of things that are happening.
But you are not aware that a member within the APC party by the name Her Worship Ivanaki Sawyer declared her intention of running for the flag bearership position.
I'm aware probably of everything else but that. So now that you just told me that she declared her intention and all of that, I wish her good luck. May the best man or woman win. That's what I'm saying.
Alfred, you are very consistent in referencing the former president Tanis Nkrumah as one of the key problems of the party. Is it an epitome of your liking for the APC party, or you've nurtured hate for the former president Tanis Nkrumah?
No, it's the party. I grew up in the party. I knew some of these founding members, They used to come to my house, to our house, not my house, And my mom was one of the strong, what they call the Aishobi, women of the APC. They go in and dance and welcome the dignitaries of the APC and all of that. So I grew up in the APC. I saw what Ernest Koroma was doing to the APC, and I know it's not right. I was in this couch, I think a while back.
Last year?
Yes. And I read a poem by Anon, right? For want of a nail, right? It said, for want of a nail, an entire kingdom was lost. The guy needed a nail. He said, for want of a nail, right? The shoe was lost. But that was the horse shoe, right? For want of a shoe, the horse was lost. For want of a horse, the rider was lost. For want of a rider, the battle was lost. For want of a battle, the kingdom was lost. Because of the malice of this same guy, this Ernest Koroma, especially against Dr. Samura Kamara. This is how we are.
Alfred, it's very clear that a country cannot function without an opposition. But so to speak, it's also important for the opposition to not entirely support, but also contribute in their own ways in terms of development. What would you say the APC has been doing so far in that aspect?
Well, to be honest with you, we don't have an opposition. It's clear. When you speak to the people on the streets, you speak to the grassroots, the APCians, the true core APCians, they know we don't have an opposition. Any opposition that's just say, we're going to lay down and take it whatever way you give it to us, right? It's not an opposition. So we all know that there's no opposition. And everything the government wants to do, they've been able to do it.
So with or without the APC?
No, with the APC. We saw what happened to Lara Taylor Pierce, correct? This is something everybody said, okay, the entire APC is going to vote against this. It's not going to be something. They went to parliament. Guess what? 7 or 9 APCians of those parliamentarians voted for expulsion, right? So that's what we're looking at. Now, I think there's something that they're trying to do, power sharing, right? For the next, they call it the new PR, okay? Now the new PR, some of the parliamentarians are running again, trying to do the same thing. We're not going to let them, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. When the result comes out, you're going to find out maybe more. You'll have 20 or 30 or 40 of them will vote for it.
Will the APC still push for the results for the 2023 election as we head towards, the general election come 2028, or is that something that they'll just put aside and focus on the election that's coming?
So the first thing, it's simple. People are saying, oh, they're gonna hand over power. they're going to do this, they're going to do that. And people are so confident that they will win the next election, correct? The APC won the last election, but they don't have the result. So the first thing you do is push for the result. The result is very important.
But they say in law, he who asserts must prove. And the APC seem to have asserted that they've won the elections, where in actual fact, they have no proof to ascertain their assertions, Alfred.
So this is how elections are done. Like I told you, we did by-elections. They have what they call the RRF, okay?
RRF forms.
So when you vote, when they do all the counting in those various polling stations, one copy goes to each political party that's present. You take that copy, right, and you keep it. If after the ECSL published their own and you found out that there's discrepancy, then you reconcile. That's why they call it reconciliation form, okay? But what we have to reconcile with is missing. So you can't go in and file a lawsuit if the ECSL refuse to show you their own RRFs. You understand? So that's why we're pushing for them to release the results. That's the first thing.
I know, as I said earlier on, you're very key on the law and pushing for equity to reign. Don't you think it would have been prudent for the APC to have gone to court rather than just parading all around the place saying that they've won an election, when in actual fact election results have been announced and there is a winner, there is a president in the person of President Julius Maada Bio as the president of Sierra Leone?
So the first thing we all should come to agreement with or disagree with is, would you consider the 2023 election credible? I'll tell you the answer is no. Nobody gave the 2023 election a check mark. I was deceived when the man announced. I was deceived. I'm like, okay, he just announced and he said he's going to publish the results polling station by polling station. And you say, you know what, let's ease tension, so on and so forth. So I was deceived until the US ambassador came out and said, hey, Sierra Leoneans, by the way, there's no results. That's when I came in and said, no, we need to get the results. So I sat to go to court, to do this, to do that. You need to, first of all, okay, have something to reference. So the benchmark, which is the results that ECSL is holding, is missing. The president himself knew that there was a problem with the 2023 elections. That's why he decided to form a committee to look into the elections. He's the one that formed it. He's the first one that says, we're going to set up a committee to look into the elections, because the elections were very, very, how you call it?
All right.
Alfred, we've had a lot of messages on our Facebook page. We'll see ways to go through a few, and afterwards we'll allow you to respond. First, from my end is from Thomas Rogers, who says, it is true, Mr. Conteh, that former President Tanzbai Nkrumah has been a major source of the APC's challenges. Even though he's no longer the official leader of the party, his influence continues to loom large over its decisions and directions. This lingering control creates tensions, divides loyalties, and prevents the APC from moving forward with fresh leadership and new ideas. If the APC truly wants to reposition itself for future successes, it must have the courage to step out of the shadows of former President Tanzbai Nkrumah. The party cannot continue to dwell on the past while expecting to inspire confidence in the future. What is needed now is peace, reconciliation, and collective focus on building unity. Only by letting go of old influences and prioritizing stability can the APC rebuild itself into a credible alternative that the people of Sierra Leone can trust in the next elections.
Another one from Ibrahim H. Kamara, he's saying, the judiciary's delayed decision on this matter is causing widespread confusion and frustration. This lack of a timely resolution fuels public dissatisfaction and the perception that the court system is failing to deliver justice.
During Daniel says, Peter Conteh was the first to Peter Conteh was the first person to congratulate President Bill. Tell Peter Conteh to go and form his own party. The money you collect, Sam Sumana ready to return it back.
Husam Conteh is saying the problem within the APC is unsolved and has the tendency to keep the APC in opposition for a very long time.
Kaba Conteh also says Alfred was the first person in the APC that congratulated President Bill following his announcement by ECSL.
And Mohammed Kamara is saying the judiciary system in Sierra Leone is responsible for the chaos, the divide in APC. Justice Fisher's ruling says that the ITGC APC shall run the APC party till its convention. Another judge, Justice Hannah Boni, was persuaded by the de facto executive APC led by the EBK to stop the ITGC APC to conduct APC convention, and later ushered de facto executive to run the party's affairs.
Osfren Kamara says kind of outcast rebellion is based on demographic trend setting, which can be a gamble.
Amadou Bore is saying, AYV, we sincerely thank you for hosting our legitimate chairman of the APC party, ITGC. This is indeed a great opportunity for Sierra Leoneans to understand the true direction of our party. The de facto executives who continue to assume authority must realize that the grassroots no longer place their trust in them. The people's confidence rests with leadership that stands for democracy, truth, and justice. Change is unstoppable, and the voice of the people cannot be silenced. As the old parable says, you cannot cover the sun with your hands, you can cover the sun with your hands, but not for too long. The truth always prevails.
Patrick Musa Momodu says, Mr. Conteh, we need man like you with a caliber to look into the faces of our leaders in the APC and tell them the facts.
Qatar is saying, please moderators ask Mr. Conteh about the reinstatement of Chief Sam Sumana.
This one goes by the name, the last man says, Peter Conteh, you're one of the most deceitful human beings in Sierra Leone. Dr. Richard, this one is from Swissman. Dr. Richard Conteh, are you sure that you can change the economy and the corrupt practice in the country, because we are tired of the system by our politicians? We've had a lot by some of you. Sometimes when you need power, you speak all kind of Latin words, and made a lot of, I think he was addressing to someone. Kali Silvanus Hardin says, please ask your guest what the 1991 Constitution says about the election results if you don't accept the outcome as presidential candidate.
Congo Courts was actually saying, my inquiry to Mr. Conteh is regarding the membership payments made by Sam Sumana to him. Is the payment lawful and legitimate? The APC party claims that the payment was made solely to him and not to them. Could he please provide clarifications on this matter?
Usman Prince Suleiman Kavoni says, for any political party to win election, ECSL should be monitored and audited, because this institution goes against the will of the people.
Sir Sheko James is saying, Alfred Peter Conteh, don't talk, say Chief Sam Sumana qualify for any position.
Joseph Rogers says, having problems with the election doesn't mean it is not credible. Even bigger democracies in the world have had challenges with elections results. APC just believe in deceiving its electorate.
Amadou Kagwe said, Mr. Conteh, the burden of evidence is on the compliant, not the defendant. So if you say you won the election, where is your evidence? APC didn't have polling agents at many polling stations, especially in the province. Hence, you didn't go to court.
Sam J says, welcome back, APC Alfred Peter Conteh. You are also part of the party problem. Please do not drag the party down to 2023.
Kata is asking, as per APC new constitution, is Chief Samuel Sam Sumana qualified to contest for the Flagbearership position? Please pose this question to Mr. Conteh.
Mr. Conteh, this one is from Sumu Conteh, who says, Peter Conteh, you are the main factor for Dr. Samura Kamara to lose the 2023 election, because you are the one who hold the party to ransom for them not to do proper preparation for the elections.
Edwina John is saying APC needs unity now than ever before, no matter what has happened.
So Peter Conteh, why, this one is from Fascinator Abbas Kamara, he says, Peter Conteh, why didn't you go to court if you think you won the 2023 elections? You're just deceiving your membership.
This is from Mark 10. He's saying, what specific provisions in Section 47 of the APC Constitution were evoked to justify Dr. Kamara's removal, and how will this decision impact the party's future leadership?
Mystic Doazak says, Peter, you're full of hate for former president. You've been fighting him since he left the presidency, but yet to succeed. He has set his legacies. He might not be 100% perfect because there's no perfection in humans. But you are always painting bad pictures of former President Koroma. Stop the unnecessary attack and be focused.
This is from Lolo, and he's saying, does Mr. Conteh know he's no longer the chairman of the APC party? When he became chairman, it was not through an election, because without the court, he would never have been chairman. If he really believes he has power, let him contest for the chairmanship and see if the grassroots actually support him. That will show his true popularity. Mystic
Doazak also says, a man that fought Dr. Samura Kamara is now advocating for his respect. Wonders shall never end. We have many messages.
Yes, I may just take two more. Yes. I mean, once it has to do with politics, many Australians are concerned. Now, Mark 10 is saying again, will the APC continue to engage with the tripartite committee, and how will the party push for electoral justice and transparency? And that's from Mark 10.
Amadou Kagbo says, Mr. Conteh, how can you say EBK is against Samura Kamara when he's the one that singularly chose him as, at the Makini convention that you're criticizing? You're confusing us this morning.
Amadou Wijalo is saying, if the politics of this country is 10 years for each party, then the APC have nothing to worry about. But if it is not so, they might lose the election if they fail to come to one with Mr. Samura and Chief Sam.
Last from mine is from Peter Phonisis Baka, who says Peter Conteh is the main man to fix the APC party.
And Swissman is saying, vibe the power to Jagaban because we are tired of you all politicians.
I think I will take this one as a bonus, just last one from my end. It's from Abu Kaleo says, these are the very people deceiving Samura Kamara. Electoral justice makes no sense. Put your house in order, create a level playing field for all candidates and work towards 2028. Stop talking about electoral justice that has no timeline and no victory in sight. I think those are the messages we take. We have a number of messages. We have a number of messages. Peter.
So basically, I think something about Sam Sumana's registration, something about the election results, not going to court. Somebody said we're deceiving them. Somebody talked about electoral justice. So let me just give some answers, okay? The person that asked about deceiving the people with electoral justice, that's not going to go anywhere. I want people to know that when I came in, I asked for the results, and I called what happened electoral injustice, okay? I saw it as injustice because somebody was robbed, you know? And you can't go to court if you don't have results. I just said it. They say reconciliation forms. What do you reconcile your result with? So you need the one from the ECSL to reconcile your result. So you can't go to court until the ECSL release their result. So I believe I handled those two, you know? And coming to the payment of Sam Sumana, yes, he made payments, and it wasn't to me. He made payment to the party. At that time, we were in charge. And somebody also asked about his reinstatement. Legally speaking, we were to govern the overall affairs of the party, not some little affairs, the overall affairs of the party we were to govern. So that includes reinstating people that were disenfranchised. Now, I think somebody mentioned CD Tunis, I forgot what, something to the effect. Well, whatever CD Tunis is saying, like I said, it's coming from it's coming from the former, the old glory, okay? And they have constituted themselves again and looking to muscle their way through and take over, you know, and appoint one of them to be the next Flagbearer. But the people are ready to resist, and I believe sooner or later they will hear from us, the All People's Congress. This is the Some People's.
Someone, of course, number of messages did point at you congratulating. You were the first in the APC to have congratulated President Julius Maada Bio as the president-elect in the June 24, 2020 elections.
Yes.
Respond to say.
So that's what makes me a human, okay? I congratulated President Bio because the guy said, Conteh, that made the announcement, the ECSL commissioner, pronounced him as the winner and promised to publish the results, okay? So on those basis, I said, okay, congratulations. You know, I even pray that he succeed in his reign. Then in November, when I found out from the US ambassador that there's no results, and even the tripartite thing that's, because to be honest with you, I thought there was a result. So we found out that there was no results. And the APC was saying, this came from even the very CD Tunis, said it, that we won. He's the one that gave those numbers, 57.15. Usman Fode Yansanes said we won. They all said we got 57.15. All those de facto Some People's Congress said we won. What they needed to do, and people are saying, somebody even asked the question, that we should stop deceiving the people and move on. But what they were saying, and sorry, why didn't we go to court? But what they were saying with all those numbers that they gave that we won the elections, you understand? Now, all of a sudden, these same people are saying, oh, let's move on. So who is being hypocritical? They are the ones. And APC did not protest, did not go around and say, oh, we won the election. APC was asking for the results initially. They were saying, we need the disaggregated, I don't know where they get those things from, you know, but we need, you mean polling station by polling station results, because the numbers were not adding up in Putloko, the numbers were not adding up in Bo, the numbers were not adding up in Freetown and other areas. So they said, we cannot go to parliament, we need the results, right? And all of a sudden they said, no, well, we establish a backdoor communication channel, which means they circumvent the Constitution. You have to publish the results.
Personally, you took up on yourself and congratulated the president, and now you did say it's as a result of what the former ECSL chief once said, that yes, he won the elections.
Yes.
But don't you think you're creating tensions over the couple of statements you've made with regards to these elections and so on?
Well, like I said, I congratulated, hoping the result will come. When I told you we went to elections, we defeated the SLPP in those by-elections, the results were presented, all right? The election was transparent. The results were displayed in a screen wherein we did all the reconciliation. We found out that this particular one, the results were missing. So it's a different situation. When I found out with new evidence, when you have new evidence that proves whatever you believe in as not being true, it's your job to say, okay, I made a mistake over there, let me move on. So that's basically what it is. When I found out there is no result, I withdrew that congratulations. Now I'm asking him too, the president, I'm asking the president to join me and everybody else, let's ask for the results. The president should be the first person to say, you know what, please produce the result.
What would you say to the texter who did mention that you actually clarified that Chief Alhaji Sam Sumana is qualified for the flag bearership position?
It's simple. The constitution of the land is bigger than the APC constitution. They are put in 5 years and all of that. No. I said it even when I was chairman of the party, when I was at the office. I said in one of the press conferences that if Musa Tombo, right, came to the APC today and meets all the criteria of being a Sierra Leonean, 18 years old, I mean the criteria of the national constitution, he will be crowned, he will be allowed to contest. So it's not like few people holding the party down. So when the guy is saying, I clarify, it's clear, that's easy. That's the easiest thing anybody that's law-abiding, that believes in the laws of this land, should look at and say, yep, this guy is qualified. All you need to be is a member of the party, you're good to go.
Do you see the ITGC's mandate ending anytime soon, or it's going beyond the primaries?
Well, the judge said until the National Delegates Conference. So we have to take the party to National Delegates Conference, and that's when the ITGC's mandate ends. But as it is now, we haven't done that. And also, legally speaking, for another judge of equal competence, one High Court judge said something, and another High Court judge counters it, means we have a problem with the judicial system. Now, to do it's doable, but you have to go to a higher court and or vacate. You vacate the existing orders, then you can come. But as it is, the existing orders of Adrian Fisher stands. It was never vacated.
Talking about the judicial system, I mean, take politics aside, as a citizen of our beloved country, what's your take on the judicial system of this country?
The judicial system is being, I mean, it has a long history. It has a long history of being corrupt. It has a long history of, it's there. That's why, in fact, some people in the APC said, if we go to court, we're never going to win. You know, and at the time when the SLPP was in opposition, they went to court, they don't win. You know, so you have that thing going on. But of late, I've been seeing positive signals from the judiciary, you know, of late. You know, I read that I think a judge was sentenced, you know, it's strange in Sierra Leone that a judge was sentenced. I don't know what happened, if that judge is going to serve jail time. But it was on the Twitter, I saw it. I said, oh, I verified and it was true, you know. So a lot of things are happening, and I wish and hope that that particular system, because the judiciary is what holds Sierra Leone together. If we don't have laws, if we just go around and circumvent the laws, then it's a banana republic.
I'm worried as to the judge you just mentioned was sentenced, because we've, of course, as journalists, we do follow the news, but same is...
Judge or magistrate, but yeah, somebody that sits on the bench somewhere was, I think, a female. I'll find out. Maybe I'll put it on your page. Yeah.
Alfred, Marina did ask as to how in tune are you as to what's happening within your party, the APC. But I want to drag you off your party, the APC. How in tuned, how well connected are you with issues happening in Sierra Leone?
Well, I'm well connected. Let me tell you. It's a shame what's happening in Sierra Leone. Like the teachers union, they're having strike, right? You look at all this, like I said earlier, the drugs, you look at the healthcare system, you look at transportation, you look at, I mean, you name all the sectors, sector by sector, you'll have nothing but problems. And it's a disappointment, it's a failure. So when you talk of Sierra Leone, there's somebody running the country. And if you want me to assess the things in Sierra Leone, I'll have to assess his performance.
And your party is also part of governance, and it all also falls on the shoulder of your party. So if you say the government has failed, it means even your party has failed, the APC.
Well, the government failed because they encourage a group of illegal people or people that have a lot of bots or question to be in the helm of affairs, you know. And you're seeing it's a cabal. So I kind of agree with you to some extent, but it's not the party. The APC, this is not the APC. This is the Some People's Congress that's running the affairs. I want you to know when the APC is in full gear, the whole world will know that we're ready to take power come 2028 or whatever time.
Okay, so we'll hold you there for a minute and joined our colleague, our sport correspondent, Ransford McLean, in our studio 2 for sport updates. Good morning. Alfred, as we wrap up in just a minute, let's say the APC fails to unify before the elections, I mean the general elections in 2028. What will be your biggest, or what would you personally consider to be your biggest regret as the ITGC chair?
Well, first of all, we need to understand, I know it should be easy, straightforward, but we have the 2023 elections inconclusive, you know? So I'm not going to focus on the 2028 election as it is right now, because we still have questions. Now, let me say this. I think the name of the guy is Sumana-Alfred, the acting ECSL commissioner, correct? And with everything that happened in 2023, the international community, the diplomats, all these people say there's a problem with this election. It was not transparent. It lacks credibility. It does not meet the mathematical accuracy. This guy came out and said 2028 would be no different. Things are going to be exactly the same. So this should make all those who are pushing for 2028 to think twice, you know, and say we need to look at this and fix it. And the funny thing in the APC, whenever you ask, like when I started asking for the result, nobody came to me. You know, nobody from ECSL, nobody from the SLPP. All the people that came after me were members of the APC.
Okay.
So that's worrisome. So is it a plan? They've planned something. That's why they're pushing for power sharing. They're going to go in and say, just give us 30%. We're going to talk to our people, and everybody will forget about it. So those are the things that are worrisome.
All right. You can still go ahead.
Yeah. So those are really the things that are worrisome. And so to move forward, we need to make sure we have some form of redress, make sure we get the results. Nobody can just go in and announce a winner without the results. So to me, that's what I see. I think we need to look into that.
With that being said, we say thank you so very much.
You're welcome.
Alfred Peter Conteh, for your time this morning in our studios. We appreciate you so very much for being here. And so I think to our audience, to those who've been following our Facebook page, we say thank you so very much as well for your time, because it's been very interactive this morning on our page. Even though some are claiming you're being here this morning is one that is paid for, among other things.
I think I should clarify that no financial transaction or monetary transaction, or did I call to say, please host me? That never happened. Your news media, if it's of human interest, it's relevant, it's important, I think that's why I'm here. You know?
Thank you.
Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much, Alfred Peter Conteh, APC ITGC chairman. I mean, just to add to what our guest here has mentioned, and also my colleague Samuel, it is our responsibility to ensure that we have everyone on board. I mean, regardless of the party you're part of or supporting. And we do have talk shows. We have programs that people come and pay for, I mean, to talk about whatever they may want to talk about. But this particular show, which is a breakfast show, we don't collect any incentive or whatsoever. So we're just here to ensure that we discuss around issues pertaining to, the development of our country. So just to be clear with that, I mean, when you talk about AYV, it's all about credibility, factuality, and so to speak. Okay, I hope it's clear.
Essentially, if it's an advertisement,
Yeah.
or you want to do your promotions, and
Please come to us.
then you need to pay for it.
Yeah.
But human interest and development that hinges on a country's on Sierra Leone's progress, it's something we don't take light. But nonetheless, I think this is where we end this edition of Wake Up Sierra Leone.
So this is where we end today's edition of the program Wake Up Sierra Leone. We say thanks to our sponsor, Raquel Commercial Bank, for their support towards the program, and to all our audience and guests who've been with us in this 2-hour-long conversation. I mean, we appreciate your time. I'm Marina Terry, wishing you all a lovely day and stay safe, and ensure that you watch the match between Leone Stars versus Ethiopia.
I wish I was in Liberia.
I wish I was supposed to be in Liberia today. Oh
But
my God.
nonetheless, Samuel Ibrahim Kuruma is my name. I say continue to stay tuned to YV Television all throughout the day, as we have exciting programs that are lined up for you. Apologies, we're unable to bring you our second segment that hinges on the skirmish that's currently erupting between the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education and that of the teachers, SLTU.